Hello, I am Pam and this is my channel, Made by Pam. So today is July 15th, 2022, hashtag Friday Sews. So what have I been up to this week? Well, I have been doing a couple different things, but last week I talked to you about the jacket backpack. So I did a little bit of experimenting and made this, which if you hook the top to the jacket, it would work, but it just wasn't. I kind of like experimented with this with sizing and attaching stuff, and then realized that I really didn't like it. I like the bag okay, but it wasn't going to be something that would work well for the jacket. So I used just the black poly cotton that I showed you also last week, because I was debating. So I did that. So I actually almost have finished it. Only thing I haven't done is I haven't adjusted these straps. Like, I can cut some off and then fold the ends in so that it doesn't come undone, because they are way too long right now. But this is the backpack. Pull it down a little bit. Well, this is the backpack, and I don't have all the pieces in there. So right in here I have a little zipper pouch right here, so that a phone or device or whatever can go right here inside. I have the access pocket zipper right here, and then the other pieces of clothing can also fit inside this. Took a lot of trial and error. I used 4 zippers after even like using a couple of zippers and then deciding that that wasn't what I wanted to do, and so they're still on the other pieces. I'd probably like to use maybe, let's see, there's 2 on there, there's 1 on there, and then 1 there, so there's like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've used like 8 zippers, and no, yeah, 8 zippers. Wow. But here is the bag, and it has all of my husband's PT clothes in there, and then we can just take those right back out of this little pouch here. I can close this pouch back up, and then I have a zipper on the top. And then we can pull out his jacket. We'll put all the pieces in there. And then I've got a zipper there, and the other zipper's right there. And then we just zip it up. And that's the bottom. And there's the jacket. It does make it a little bit poofier around the bottom, but I think he'll be okay with that. And if not, it's easy enough to take it off. You know, well, it's not easy, but I can do it. And then I do have the bag just attached right there. the middle of the back of the bag is attached right there, so it doesn't concave in on itself. But it is all done. So I have been working on that all week. And then I have been working on the Tunisian crochet. And I was reading with like the blocking stuff that you're supposed to like soak it in warm water for like 30 minutes and then put it on the blocking mat after you wring it out. Well, of course, all I did before is I just set it in the water for a couple minutes and then wrung it out. Like I got it wet, wrung it out, and then put it on the blocking mat. So, you know, really didn't do a whole lot of good. But so, this one was from my first block that I did. And this is just the Tunisian simple stitch, I guess. Just a standard one. Just a basic. And then this one is one with alternating colors, but I was like, you know what? I kind of want to change that up. So I started doing like 2 rows, and then I would switch the color. But yeah, that worked out okay. And then I decided to do an actual one with different color. So I did, because it's supposed to be the Tunisian tweed. So I did the Tunisian tweed, because this one was supposed to kind of be the Tunisian tweed, but it really doesn't look like it. But this one is, because I used 2 distinctly different colors. So I used a pink and a white. We got that, and then this is the other side, which looks really cool. So this is the Tunisian tweed stitch. And then I was working on the Tunisian purl stitch. And so I was kind of following instructions, and the way they explained it and stuff, it just really wasn't working. And this was really, really hard to see those neck stitches. So I kind of gave up on this one. Not that I gave up, I decided that I was going to switch to the alternating colors one. So this one is a pearl one, and with just like the pearl without switching colors the whole time. But this end just did not turn out okay, and somehow I kept like losing stitches, and I was like, yeah, this isn't good, because it's got a little curve there. And so I was like, yeah, I did something wrong with that. But so I decided I was going to do it with this switching the colors. So I have the other one I'm working on here, and I decided to do a blue and a green, which really go good together, I think. So I don't know if I'm really doing this one right, but it makes sense to me. So when I'm doing it, I just drop this down. So instead of like holding it, like they would like, somehow they would like take it and like hold it or something above, I don't know. So I might be doing this wrong, but I don't care, I like it. So I just drop that stitch, and then when I go to do this next stitch, you put it in there. It's going to be hard for you to see. Okay. So, like when you do it, you kind of like put it down and over and put that through. So I'm always I'm holding that stitch so that it gives me plenty of space. I pull it through and then I pull the string to tighten the stitch, and then this drops right back down. And then I go into the next stitch, do this all over again, pull it over, pull that down, and just go like that. So it may not be exactly the way they showed, but it's well enough for me for what I'm doing, because it makes more sense to just drop that stitch while you work on the next one, so that you're not having to have your finger up there to hold it, because that's just a pain in the butt. So I may not be doing it the way everybody else does it, but you know what? I'm doing it the way that it makes sense to me. And I guess I'll eventually show you how this works with the stitching. But when I do my 2 collars, I do a slip knot with both collars together instead of trying to work that in later. I'm working it in at the very beginning, and then I just pick my collar that I'm going to have on the bottom, and then when I make my way back across, I switch to that next collar. And so then I'm doing like a 21 stitch. So I make sure at the end that I count every stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That tells me that I have the right amount of stitches. Now on this next one, because of the way this turned out, this last stitch I don't do the purl stitch, I just do the regular stitch. So I take this thread, well, this yarn, and I put it right back towards the back, and I take this one and I kind of take those and I combine them together. So when I go into this next stitch, that's that stitch right there at the end, I have those 2 together, and then I pull it through like that. So there's both of those yarns on the end, and then I'm dropping that green yarn and just picking up the blue. And then I do that first stitch, and then I do the double going across like that. But yeah, it's working out really good. I really like how it's turning out. So that is what I have been up to, working on the, let me put you back up. Working on the jacket backpack, which is finished. You know, it's got that little zipper right down the bottom, and I did have to like stitch those, but it made it so much easier to get this bottom stitched up, because I can reach in here and there is this zipper panel right here that gives me access to the rest of the bag. So I can open that up, and then I had access to like the inside of the jacket so I could do the stitching. But yeah, it worked out really well. You know, I was working on it, like doing the other pieces. Like I had started, I'd have like a backpack pattern, and I started on it, and I was like, you know, I just don't like how this is working out. And it was really getting to me. Like, this is part of what I was working on that backpack one. And, you know, it's a big curve, and you know, he didn't want a big curve. He just wanted like a pocket, and he didn't want like really big. He just wanted like a low profile. But trying to do it and like get it all lined up and where it needed to go was just not working. That I was like, no, I'm going back and doing it the way, you know, doing it a simpler way. That it just kind of worked for me. Like I had this all done. This is like part of the zipper panel and the gusset pieces and stuff. Like I've got the zipper here. Granted, that zipper's like way too big for the jacket piece. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just finish the backpack anyways. And then I was like, no, I'm not finishing the backpack like in those. I finished what I needed to. Like I first like made this piece. Like it's a backpack piece with like the little sliders. The thing is, I can reuse the sliders. They don't have to stay on here at all. But I had done that, and then I realized that I just really wasn't what I wanted. So, you know, I went back to the drawing board and did this other. And it turned out so much better. And I like the way it turned out. I just hope my husband does. I'm sure he will. Alright. So I showed it to my husband. And he thinks it's great. I did finish the straps. I had him try it on. And this is how much I cut off of the strap. So basically for the straps, I just took and I cut from selvage to selvage the length and sewed it up. And this is what I took off. Like this from selvage to selvage is like 44 inches. And so I took off, let's see, 13 inches. So yeah, I got the straps. Everything is all finished, and he's pleased with it, and I'm so happy. Oh, and one other thing, me and Sherry from Granny's Sewing Room, we are going to be doing a collab. So she reached out to me because she saw my last video of that pink leather or pleather, I don't know, the pink stuff I got last time, and she's like, hey, would you like to do a collab? I'm like, sure. She's like, and you could use that pink stuff? I'm like, yeah. It's like, and you said your daughter loves pink, right? I'm like, yeah. It's like, perfect. So we're going to do a collab, and we're going to make the Coda bag. And the Coda bag is by Huff and Cuffs. So Huff and Cuffs, Coda crossbody bag. And here is a picture of ones that have been made up. So we are going to make that, and she is really excited because she's been wanting to make another one, but she wanted to do it as a collab, and so we are going to do that. And so we're going to do that, and then sometime in August when we get them complete, I don't know how long it will take us, but once we get them complete, we'll discuss on when we want to do the reveal. So you can look for that. And Sherry says she will be doing the announcement next week because she's already done her video for the day. Alright. So have I sewn anything else this week? No. I have not. I have only worked on the backpack jacket all week. But it has been fun. I got it finished. And he tells me, like, he came down the other day. He's like, you know, I didn't need that done right away. Like, it's okay. I'm getting it done. It's going to be finished. So he's grateful for that. Alright. Anything else? Well, no. Alright, well, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you next time. Bye now.